If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience, this is the ideal life. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to reform, or pause and reflect. The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read. Never put off till tomorrow what may be done day after tomorrow just as well. Classic, a book which people praise and don't read. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes. Never tell the truth to people who are not worthy of it. I did not attend his funeral, but I sent a nice letter saying I approved of it. God created war so that Americans would learn geography. I was gratified to be able to answer promptly, and I did. I said I didn't know. Never allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. Loyalty to country always. Loyalty to government, when it deserves it. Wrinkles should merely indicate where the smiles have been. Books are for people who wish they were somewhere else. What would men be without women? Scarce, sir, mighty scarce. Sanity and happiness are an impossible combination. Everyone is a moon, and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence on society. You can't depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. Always do what is right. It will gratify half of mankind and astound the other. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. The trouble is not in dying for a friend, but in finding a friend worth dying for. I've lived through some terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened. Education, the path from cocky ignorance to miserable uncertainty. The best way to cheer yourself is to try to cheer someone else up. Name the greatest of all inventors. Accident. The worst loneliness is to not be comfortable with yourself. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence. Then success is sure. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. History doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. A clear conscience is the sure sign of a bad memory. Get your facts first, and then you can distort them as much as you please. I didn't have time to write a short letter, so I wrote a long one instead. Out of all the things I have lost, I miss my mind the most. To get the full value of joy, you must have someone to divide it with. When angry, count 4. When very angry, swear. Any emotion, if it is sincere, is involuntary. The human race has only one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. The dog is a gentleman. I hope to go to his heaven, not man's. I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened. If voting made any difference, they wouldn't let us do it. There is a charm about the forbidden that makes it unspeakably desirable. Reality can be beaten with enough imagination. Education consists mainly of what we have unlearned. All right, then, I'll go to hell. It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Action speaks louder than words, but not nearly as often. If Christ were here, there is one thing he would not be: a Christian. The more I learn about people, the more I like my dog. Man is the only animal that blushes. Or needs to. Obscurity and incompetence, that is the life that is best worth living. Worrying is like paying a debt you don't owe. A half-truth is the most cowardly of lies. Thunder is good, thunder is impressive, but it is lightning that does the work. Never argue with a fool, onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. Politicians and diapers must be changed often, and for the same reason. Why do you sit there looking like an envelope without any address on it? Be good and you will be lonesome. When you fish for love, bait with your heart, not your brain. Let us live so that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry. Few things are harder to put up with than the annoyance of a good example. Let us be thankful for the fools. But for them the rest of us could not succeed. A successful book is not made of what is in it, but what is left out of it. Under certain circumstances, profanity provides a relief denied even to prayer. The reports of my death are greatly exaggerated. Comparison is the death of joy. Writing is easy. All you have to do is cross out the wrong words. Often it does seem such a pity that Noah and his party did not miss the boat. Religion was invented when the first con man met the first fool. Too much of anything is bad, but too much good whiskey is barely enough. Human beings can be awful cruel to one another. A man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. Write without pay until somebody offers to pay. When red-headed people are above a certain social grade, their hair is auburn. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. When a man loves cats, I am his friend and comrade, without further introduction. Write what you know. Humor is mankind's greatest blessing. The less there is to justify a traditional custom, the harder it is to get rid of it. Facts are stubborn things, but statistics are pliable. The lack of money is the root of all evil. The older I get, the more clearly I remember things that never happened. Wheresoever she was, there was Eden. A gentleman is someone who knows how to play the banjo and doesn't. Familiarity breeds contempt and children. Civilization is a limitless multiplication of unnecessary necessaries. It's easy to make friends, but hard to get rid of them. Don't say the old lady screamed. Bring her on and let her scream. Honesty, the best of all the lost arts. Great people are those who make others feel that they, too, can become great. It usually takes me 2 or 3 days to prepare an impromptu speech. Distance lends enchantment to the view. I do not wish any reward but to know I have done the right thing. Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand. There is no sadder sight than a young pessimist, except an old optimist. For business reasons, I must preserve the outward signs of sanity.